Assalamu alaikum, dear students and dear viewers. My today's class is for class 8th, and our topic for the day is the proliferative phase or follicular phase. This is the second phase of the menstrual cycle. Uh, in fact, some 2-3 days ago, if you remember, and if my memory serves me correct, we talked about the very first phase of the menstrual cycle, that is menstrual phase, where we learned about the importance or the significance of the endometrium, the innermost lining of the uterus, and we also came across two female sex hormones, the estrogen and the progesterone, and we also talked about briefly uh, the set of symptoms that a female manifests during the very first phase of the menstrual cycle. And today we will try to learn about the proliferative phase or the follicular phase, as you can see. And again, I'm telling you that while going through this particular phase of the menstrual cycle, we are likely to encounter certain new terms, which I will try to tell you about briefly. I know new terms always make things a little difficult, but we cannot simplify. We can simplify them. We can explain them. We can demystify them, but we cannot. Unfortunately, we cannot substitute them. We cannot avoid them. Okay. And one more thing, I don't think that it's possible for anyone on the earth to find out a sort of a Kashmiri word for a technical term used. Okay, let's try to understand what is this proliferative phase. Okay, this first of all, the time period is very very important. From the day 6 up to the 14th day, from the day 6 up to the 14th day, this during this particular time, during this particular time, what happens, whatever is happening, I will tell you later on what happens. Whatever is happening from this day 6 up to the 14th day, whatever is happening constitutes the what we call as proliferative phase or follicular phase. Okay, now first of all, why this is called as proliferative phase? Why this is called as the word proliferative is an English word, and if you are good at English, it will be a lot more easier for you to understand why this is called as proliferative phase. When things proliferate, in English we say, when things proliferate, we actually mean to say that things have increased. Okay, things have increased in number or they have spread. Sometimes we keep hearing this thing almost on daily basis from radio. Nuclear proliferation, what does it mean? It means that the nuclear weapons have have been produced at a very large scale, and they have spread, but when it comes to the proliferative phase or follicular phase, first of all, proliferative phase, it means that the endometrium, you understand, the innermost lining of the uterus, the endometrium grows thicker. The endometrium grows thicker. Got it? That's why this is called as proliferative phase, because the endometrium during this particular phase, the endometrium starts growing thicker. It starts growing thicker. Why it grows thicker? Because the cells of endometrium, they start multiplying and spreading. When cells multiply and spread, this leads to the thickening of the endometrium. One. Number two, you must understand that during this particular phase, this thickening takes place as a result of multiplying and spreading of cells. Also, this takes place under the influence of a female sex hormone called as estrogen. Okay, the thickening of endometrium takes place because of the multiplying and spreading of cells, and also because of the influence of the estrogen. If the That's why during this particular phase, the estrogen levels go up, the estrogen levels increase, or the estrogen levels go up. And in certain females, if the estrogen levels are very down, what will happen? that female is going to experience what we call as irregular periods. Irregular periods are sometimes missed periods. So irregular periods are missed periods. This is because of the low levels of estrogen in a female. Therefore, the higher levels of estrogen in a female is very, very important as far as the thickening of the endometrium is concerned. As far as the thickening of the endometrium is concerned. Now, the question is why this endometrium has to thicken. It has to thicken for a special reason. What is that reason? Because the endometrium has to prepare itself for the possible pregnancy. And in case the egg is not fertilized, the pregnancy has not taken place, this thickened endometrium has to break off, it has to disintegrate, which leads to the discharge of blood through vagina, and that's what we call as menstruation, or that's what we call as menstrual flow or menstruation. Okay, now again, let's try to know why it's called as follicular phase. Up to now we have been able to understand, I'm sure you might have understood why it's called proliferative phase, because during this particular phase the endometrium thickens as a result of multiplying and spreading of cells under the influence of estrogen. Okay, now why it's called follicular phase? It is called follicular phase because during this particular phase the maturation of, please remember, the maturation of follicles, ovarian follicles takes place. Now again we have a term here, follicle. Why it's called follicular phase? Because during this particular phase the maturation of ovarian follicles takes place. Now we have a term here, follicle. Okay, what is follicle? This follicle is simply a fluid sac that contains an immature egg. They are present in ovaries. So what is a follicle? Follicle is a fluid sac that contains an immature egg. That's why I say, and I'm repeating, so this phase, the first day of the period, this phase is between the first day of the period till the ovulation. That means the follicle is mature in the ovary and this phase ends with the ovulation. That means the mature egg is released from the ovary. Okay, and do you know one thing? This is very, although it's not very important for you people to to relate it with the topic, but this is merely for the sake of information. At the time of birth you might be surprised to know that there are some 4 lakh ovarian follicles. There are some 4 lakh follicles present in a female at the time of birth, but these follicles then they are called as primordial follicles. Okay, so this follicle is now understood to you. I will repeat, follicle is a fluid sac that contains an immature egg. Then here's a term called estrogen. Estrogen is a female sex hormone, primarily female sex hormone, and this is produced by ovaries mainly. Ovaries, you understand? Ovaries. It's also in small amount. It's also produced by adrenal glands, which are located on the kidneys, and a small amount also produced by fat tissues. But you must understand that this is mainly produced by the ovaries, and it has a very, very important role. What is that? It leads to the thickening of the endometrium takes place under the influence of this estrogen. Okay. Now the next phase is the secretory phase. Secretory phase, secretor, secretory phase, and this is the last phase, the third phase. So far we have been able to understood, or we have been able to talk about the 2 phases. The first phase was the menstrual phase. The second phase was that I just talked about is the proliferative phase, or it's also called as follicular phase, and the third phase is called as secretory phase. Okay, now what is the secretory phase? Secretory phase is the third and the last phase. It is the third and the last phase, and this phase is also called as luteal phase. Leutal, luteal phase. This phase is also called as luteal phase, and this phase occurs from the day 14th to day 28th. From the day 14th to the 28th day, this phase is called as luteal phase or secretory phase. That means from day 14th up to the 28th day, okay, of the cycle. This is called as secretory phase. And during this particular phase, what happens? The progesterone hormone is also a female sex hormone. Got it? This is produced mainly in the ovaries. This is mainly produced in the ovaries. This female sex hormone, progesterone, it is stimulated by one more hormone which is called as luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing, luteinizing hormone. This luteinizing hormone is the most dominant hormone during this particular phase. This is the most dominant hormone during this particular phase. Okay. Why this is very dominant? Because this hormone plays a very important role as far as the preparation of corpus luteum is concerned. I don't think I will be able to explain to you this particular phase during this particular lecture. So I will tell you in detail about this particular phase of this menstrual cycle in the next lecture. I think it's enough for the day. Thank you very much.